This is the power of silence in breaking narcissistic chains. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into the profound impact of silence when it speaks volumes. If you resonate with this content, show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Silence holds immense power, especially after dealing with relationships involving narcissistic individuals. Choosing to remain silent can be a form of empowerment. Many who have been in relationships with narcissists reach a point of indifference, where the narcissist and their drama lose their grip. Despite the narcissist's attempts to break us, they ultimately fail, as they often do in their pursuits. Your silence carries weight beyond words. Mastering the art of silence and conserving your energy is crucial, especially considering the emotional turmoil often experienced in such relationships. You endured various forms of abuse, ranging from emotional and financial to physical and spiritual. During the relationship, you may have found yourself justifying your actions to the narcissist, knowingly or unknowingly. Emotional manipulation, extreme highs, and deep lows were constant. These experiences are typical in relationships with narcissists. Stability, peace, and mutual understanding are rare, replaced by manipulation, lies, and various forms of abuse, including gaslighting, smear campaigns, silent treatments, and rage. You face challenges that many can't comprehend, yet this was your reality. I hope you've reached a point of indifference, severed ties with the narcissist, and distanced yourself from them and their circle. If you have, congratulations. If not, take your time. Eventually, you'll take the necessary steps to protect yourself, and silence will be a key ally. As we move forward, let's remember, if completely disconnecting isn't an option, consider using the grey rock strategy. By making yourself uninteresting, you can avoid drawing the narcissist's attention. Always remember, your silence speaks volumes beyond words. During your relationship, you often found yourself on the defensive, navigating through emotional highs and lows. Perhaps you recall instances where you meticulously prepared for an event, only to be kept waiting for hours by the narcissist, who deliberately delayed their arrival to make a grand entrance. Their late arrival wasn't about being fashionably late, but a strategic move to ensure a larger audience, fulfilling their need for attention. While seemingly trivial, this behavior highlights a key aspect of narcissism. Your reflections on this are welcome. The power of your silence exceeds that of your spoken words. Think back to moments when you were constantly defending and justifying yourself against the narcissist's inappropriate behavior. They would shift blame, dismissively criticize, urge you to move on, or bring up past mistakes. Narcissists lack introspection and accountability, refusing to acknowledge their flaws while asserting their superiority. Their sense of entitlement leads them to expect admiration and service, draining those around them. Why is your silence so important? Because non-engagement, maintaining radio silence, proves remarkably effective. Imagine encountering a narcissist at an event and, armed with this wisdom, choosing not to engage in trivial conversations or interactions. You acknowledge their presence with a nod and smoothly shift your focus to conversations with like-minded individuals. The narcissist, however, tries to disrupt your energy as they dislike the impact of silence. In this discussion, two aspects stand out as particularly loathed by narcissists. The first is the simple act of saying no. When you refuse something or someone, it signifies a commitment to yourself. In your interactions with a narcissist, saying no was almost taboo. Using this word would trigger anger, lead to intimacy being withheld, result in blame shifting, or even gaslighting. Narcissists despise hearing no. They prefer affirmatives. They seek compliance, a puppet, an anonymous executor, someone subservient. They want an unpaid assistant, essentially a walking apology. They cannot tolerate individuals who assert themselves. Your silence speaks volumes, carrying more weight than words, especially because meaningful dialogue with a narcissist is impossible. It was in the past, remains so now, and will continue to be. It's important to understand that narcissists come in various forms. They can be of any gender, from any location, speaking any language. They exist in various contexts. It's only when you gain wisdom, cut off contact, block them, Conserve your energy, set boundaries, and embrace silence, that you truly see them for who they are. Remember, your silence is a superpower. If you encounter toxicity at an event, not necessarily directed at you, consider observing silently. While intervening is an option, prioritize your well-being. Trying to intervene might backfire, potentially making you a target. Instead, focus on yourself, maintain your composure, and live in the present moment. Apply the lessons from past narcissistic relationships to your current situation, avoiding dwelling on the future. In my video presentations, I intentionally use specific phrases and comments to resonate with you. While today's message might not immediately resonate, it likely will in the coming months. When you revisit this video later, you'll understand its profound meaning. Your silence acts as a silent narrator, reflecting on your experiences with a narcissist. You often found yourself addressing challenges, providing support, and uplifting them, often at the expense of your well-being. Living behind a facade, you believe that communicating your perspective and dissatisfaction would yield positive results. However, in doing so, you unintentionally achieved several outcomes. You fed into the person's narcissistic traits. You revealed your thoughts to them. Your lack of knowledge about narcissism prevented you from identifying their traits. You drained your energy, and you gave the narcissist further insight into how to exploit you. You may have wondered if they would gaslight you, that you exhaust yourself explaining, resort to blaming, verbal abuse, pretend to listen, or make financial requests. Their tactics were unpredictable, but they always kept a watchful eye on you. This scrutiny might even extend to the Hoover technique, which I will explain shortly. Your silence is a powerful tool, especially when you gain understanding and leverage the resources within this community. The significant power your silence holds is something the individual with narcissistic tendencies vehemently dislikes. Narcissists struggle with mere existence. Imagine a scenario. You're sitting beside the individual, watching a show. What is a narcissist doing? Chances are, they're engrossed in one of their 3 smartphones, casually asking you to press play and promising to catch up later. Despite being physically close, you likely felt overwhelmingly isolated. They weren't investing quality time with you. Their focus was on their smartphone, actively seeking alternatives to you and identifying new targets. While the narcissist laughed, inquiries about their amusement were met with dismissive responses, urging you to focus on the movie. In confusion, you might notice them texting someone unfamiliar. This leaves you with a difficult choice. Confront them and risk an explosive reaction, or try to concentrate on the movie despite their continuous laughter. These are the complex situations created by individuals with narcissistic traits, where there seems to be no favorable outcome. The most prudent approach is to disentangle yourself from such relationships and recognize that maintaining your silence is the best response. Your ability to stay emotionally detached from these individuals is the way forward. Life presents us with tests and challenges. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you understand the significance of these statements. Armed with knowledge and equipped with tools, you now understand the value of your energy, time, and resources. You realize that your life's journey is yours alone, and it's not up to someone else to dictate your actions, schedule, or companions. You shouldn't have to bear the burden of endless chores, like grocery shopping, only to be criticized for your choices, sending you back to the store multiple times. Your time deserves respect. Despite hoping for change or believing that discussing and reasoning could alter their behavior, engaging in such endeavors only provides them with more information and ammunition to unleash toxicity. Given the chance, your silence becomes a powerful communicator, especially when recognizing the shallowness, anxiety, and weakness inherent in the narcissist. They rely on others believing in their facade, admiring them, and falling under their influence. It's crucial to remember that narcissists lack genuine love and empathy. Devoid of these, they manipulate and deceive people into succumbing to their false persona. Regarding hoovering, if you're currently experiencing it or have in the past, it's crucial to resist it. Hoovering is a tactic used by narcissists when they are low on narcissistic supply. They test the waters of the relationship, assess your healing progress, or trying to pull you back into another cycle of abuse. Their goal is to infiltrate your thoughts without providing any emotional sustenance. Those still caught in the trauma bond are especially susceptible to hoovering, often not recognizing the cycle of narcissistic abuse that ensnares them. They are unaware of how they became entangled, a result of the narcissist's manipulative tactics. The narcissist skillfully subjects their targets to emotional highs and lows, creating instability that solidifies the trauma bond. Hoovering aims to lure individuals back into the relationship, even temporarily. It's crucial not to give in to the hoover. Doing so signals to the narcissist that you haven't healed, are open to rekindling the relationship, or are receptive to their empty promises. The narcissist's words hold no substance. They will say anything to persuade others of their alleged transformation, newfound redemption, or readiness to love again. They may claim they sought professional help and healed. However, the narcissist is fundamentally resistant to change. If you believe they can transform, reconsider. They lack the willingness and capability to confront the pain from their past actions. The narcissist perpetuates a cycle of destruction, like a wrecking ball destroying everything in its path. This destructive pattern leads them to continually seek new sources of supply, depleting the old ones. Remember, at some point, both you and I served as the narcissist's new sources of supply. However, as I've previously emphasized, we are more than just supplies. We are empaths, radiating warmth and kindness, embodying abundance and love for ourselves and those we cherish. Before understanding narcissism, we assumed most people shared our values. Sadly, they do not, and they never will. This is the essence of a narcissist, an individual striving to dim your light and drain your energy. They fear your silence because their sustenance relies on drawing energy from others. Narcissistic supply can be positive or negative, but they often derive heightened pleasure from the negative. Ensnaring someone vibrant and abundant like you, mentally confining you within the trauma bond throughout the relationship, becomes a continuous source of supply. They'd find satisfaction in observing your struggles, defensive efforts, and questioning of their behavior, fueling their insatiable appetite. Do narcissists value positive supply? Absolutely. They crave attention, adoration, and perfection in their external image, wanting to be the center of attention. However, the crux of this discussion is that narcissists resist your silence. They don't want you to gain insights into the cycle of abuse, break free from the trauma bond, or embark on a healing journey. They want to keep the door slightly open, leaving you vulnerable to potential hoovering attempts, whether in a month, 6 months, a year, or even decades later. The narcissist believes they still have a hold over you. This belief comes from their ability to trap you in a state previously unknown to you, the trauma bond or the fog of manipulation. They may not anticipate your eventual liberation, but if you've reached this point in the video, you're on the path to recovery or have achieved a level of indifference. However, the narcissist remains a constant in this cycle. As they age, they become the aging narcissist, a sight far from appealing. This transformation is explored in detail in a series titled The Aging Narcissist. It's disheartening to witness as these individuals consume themselves, ultimately becoming devoid of love, beauty, and abundance. They become like an apple that runs attractive on the outside, but is riddled with worms internally. The true nature of the narcissist, a reality acknowledged by both them and you. The key takeaway here is that your silence is a powerful advocate for yourself. It's time to close the chapter involving the narcissist, block and remove them from your life, and firmly reject any attempts at hoovering. The narcissist's goal is to entangle you in their manipulative schemes, perpetuating the cycle of abuse. The more people they ensnare, the more it serves their interests, and the more detrimental it becomes for you. Understand this crucial point. I hope you found valuable insights from this video. I thoroughly enjoyed creating it. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you a fantastic day or night. Remember, you're not alone. Embrace the power of silence. You don't know anyone in explanation or defense. If you've experienced discard, my heartfelt sympathies go out to you. It's incredibly challenging, loving and trusting someone, expecting their continued presence, only to be discarded and abandoned like a discarded scrap on a highway. Consider this. Once you gather yourself, shake off the pain, undergo healing, and understand the patterns of narcissistic abuse, like finding a needle in a haystack. Once you embrace radical acceptance and rebuild yourself, you emerge as a fortified version of your former self. You stand among the most resilient individuals on this planet, not in physical strength, but in mental, emotional, and spiritual fortitude. You are truly exceptional. Revisit this video a few times and internalize that the narcissist tried relentlessly to bring you down, but their efforts were in vain. Rest assured, they are facing similar failures with their new sources of supply. Here's something you may not know. Narcissists are fully aware of their identity and actions. Furthermore, they never anticipated you uncovering their true nature, yet that's precisely what you've done and continue to do. As for their new supply, they may either be another toxic narcissist, or, hopefully, they will eventually see the truth. Otherwise, they risk falling into the trauma bond. Blessings to all of you. I hold each one of you in high regard. Let's meet again tomorrow. Have an extraordinary day. Farewell.